Hey everybody, One of Weezem here. It is Thursday, September 18th, 2014, roughly 9:45 or so. Got something really cool today at work and painstakingly. Had to wait until this moment in time when I was back home and could actually showcase it. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw a teaser and now you have seen what you're about to see. So if you do not follow me on Twitter, do that. I will keep you up to date on all things Skylanders. Similarly, for whatever reason you're not a fan of Twitter, you don't want to make an account, you can actually go to my site, oneofweezem.com. Over there on the right-hand side, you will see my Twitter feed. You can't miss it. And plus, on top of that, while you're there, there's some really cool Skylander polls you can vote in. That said, you probably noticed two things. Number one is a shadow of a camera. That's because, once again, I have a can light out. Basically, the way it works, anytime I change one bulb, another one goes out. The second thing is you notice that more so than you would regularly because there's usually a sea of Skylanders on the green felt of the pool table. There's still quite a few here, and something most of you should know, but all back through Swap Force, the backdrop, and as more and more Skylanders arrived, it kind of got pushed a little farther and farther back. But the backdrop for all of my unboxing videos has been to the right side, you see the PowerA Skylanders FunPlay HideAway. It's got the detachable island that stores the figures, houses the portal, it's got the trapdoor, the bridge, the cannon, all the whole 9 yards. And then, of course, over on the other side, we have Flynn's ship. And yes, in the corner is the little E3 trap that has been taunting me since June. We're about to get to use that. But nonetheless, you're probably wondering why there's all this vacant space. Number one, I need it to show you what I'm about to show you. I don't really even think that's enough, to be honest with you. I just didn't want to scare people and have it completely bare on the pool table. Number two is what I'm about to show you is going to become the new backdrop for all of the Trap Team unboxings. It's going to find its home on the pool table, conceivably probably through about this time next year. So with that said, I'm going to show you something. It is very special. It is brand new. It is not available in stores. There's actually quite a few people in the industry that probably don't know about this, but as a subscriber or someone really awesome on the internet that stumbles upon this, you get an early first look at it. So I will see if I can fit it on the pool table, and we will take it from there. Alright, here it comes. It's a really big box. You know, it's kind of cool with the light out. It casts a very ominous shadow. I'll just kind of toy with people for a while. Anyway, we have spent long enough waiting. This is kind of what we are working with. I'm going to tilt the camera back at a funky angle. That actually gets it all in the frame for you. This is brand new. If you think it looks cool, you would be correct. I can tell you right now, the camera does not do justice to the box. This is probably the best packaging I've ever seen on anything like this. When I was a little kid and you get anything like kind of big, probably I had a Lego space shuttle set that was pretty awesome, which those boxes are kind of the same ever since I was a kid till now. But the closest that I can think comes to this is when I was a kid. One year, probably for Christmas, I got the Technodrome. The Technodrome, of course, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It was the coolest box I'd ever seen at the time. It was just really, really neat to look at. You were excited without actually taking anything out of the box. That's pretty much the case here, but the box is amazing. That's why I've been so excited and giddy all day. I don't even really... There could be nothing inside, just like packing peanuts, and I'd still be pretty happy. Again, with the light out, it kind of kills some of the effects on the box for you, but we do need the lights out. More on that later. But this is actually the Skylanders FunPlay HideAway Dr. Crankcase's Lair. Now, who's Dr. Crankcase? This beautiful gentleman down here in the corner. You recognize him. It is because he was in the initial reveal trailer for Skylanders Trap Team. He's the guy. You can't see his lower legs, obviously, just the top side. Looks very, very similar to Spyrise. There was some debate amongst the fan fiction side, some of the more creative minds of people thinking he might have something to do with Spyrise, or the disappearance of his father, etc. Now, I'm going to lift the tripod up here. Again, it kills me that that light is out, but that is kind of gives you an idea what the bottom end of the Dr. Crankcase looks like. So this is his lair. It looks awesome. We're probably going to see something similar to this in Trap Team. He's going to be a trappable villain. He's one of the main ones. He's in the big inset of the villains, kind of with Wolfgang. So he should be a pretty sweet battle and probably a very memorable character. Now, trying to think of the best way. Luckily, the top side and the bottom, or not the bottom, but the exposed side, kind of the same. I'm just going to start up here in the corner. Of course, there's the Skylanders logo. FunPlay HideAway, if I get that in the light, that is actually like a, not really, I guess kind of a holographic / metallic silver on the text. You can see it playing around, changing appearance, whether, you know, depending on the amount of light. That should give you an idea of how cool what's in the box is going to be. If the outside of the box looks this good, you know you're going to get something cool on the inside. Now, also of note, 21 inches tall, so this is a fairly big deal. You're going to be able to pull it. If you can move all of your Swap Force characters off your coffee table, your entertainment center, or if you're cool like me, your pool table, it will be a very cool piece. Definitely something to get conversations going. Now, here's a Chaos figure. More on that later. I think you're going to be very impressed with it. This is just kind of like the castle. It's kind of got that eerie feel. Almost looks like it glows. You can kind of see the scale of the castle with the figures. You've got Ninja Stealth Elf, Series 1 Trigger Happy, Pop Fizz right there in his giant's form. There's, of course, Chaos. He's hovering above the PowerA logo, the folks who made this possible. Check out the trap. It's got Spyro in there. Doesn't look to be Eon's Elite Spyro. It looks like it's just regular SSA Spyro, so rest easy. Right here, though, there are 15 awesome play features. Now, that also looks amazing. Again, the light. When you see this in the stores, you will be impressed. Now, I mentioned that looked like it kind of glows. That's because it does. This thing glows in the dark. Just like with the FunPlay HideAway Skylands edition, the cannon really works. Right here, there is a Seesaw Catapult figures. So basically, somewhere in here, maybe probably on the roof, there's going to be a seesaw. You could load up. I don't know, maybe you're not a fan of a certain Skylander, or maybe you're a big fan of the villains, and you've got Stealth Elf or Jetvac or some Skylander set up. You can actually launch them. I will do that for you. I'll try to measure how far we can send them. And there is a Chompy Surprise. That's actually what that picture is, so we'll kind of try to take a look at that up close. A little bit on each one for you. The top side, I believe, is going to be the same things. Let's spin it around actually in this manner. Again, it's kind of awkward with the big box and the wide camera, but you've got basically your Swap Force cast here. Anchors Away Gilgron, although that doesn't look like Twin Blade Chop Chop, but Lava Bar for Ruptor, Light Core Flashwing, Trigger Happy again, not necessarily on the bomb, but you know, with Jetvac, Ninja Stealth Elf, and then of course Pop Fizz and Mega Ram Spyro. I'll go ahead and give the nod. It's been primarily Swap Force characters, or at least their poses. Right there, you see Chaos. Crane lifts and pivots the cage. So this is going to be pretty cool. It's kind of like your little model train set. You can actually put Skylanders in, lift them, rotate them away, taunt those trying to save their friends. Right here, button triggers Trapdoor. So we've got another Trapdoor. It actually looks like there's a mouse. We'll have to see if that's in there when we get it. And right here, that must be the Chompy Surprise. Looks like on the roof near the glow-in-the-dark clock. The clock actually triggers the Chompy Surprise, so very interesting there. Before we do the epic backside, let's bring it around here to this side. Again, same thing there, same characters with the Skylanders logo. Dr. Crankcase is Lair. There's one more look at those letters for you. Advertising here, the cannon. I am hoping that the Cannonball is actually that green felt color. The Skylands one was kind of an orange color. My nephew will be a big fan if they're green. Gonna skip that middle one for now. And let's see, the Seesaw Catapults, the figures that is on the roof. We're gonna check that out. Some poor Skylander from probably Pop Fizz, or I don't know, it's an orange base, so it's getting chucked somewhere. And then right here, there's a Chaos figure that oversees the mayhem. So, I think I may save some of what I knew about this for you. Anyway, this is the backside now, and you can see there's Chaos teamed up with Dr. Crankcase. Once again, chaos oversees the mayhem. This thing glows in the dark. You can customize the interior. There's a sticker sheet. The cage door does open, so you can lock up. Maybe if you get a Skylander that you weren't a huge fan of, or you love and you want them on display. Whatever your situation calls for, you can set it up. Explore hidden details. You know I'm going to do that. I'm Mr. Detail here. And then, of course, you can display figures on platforms. So that's going to be cool. Basically, again, you can set this up to play with. You can set it up for display. If you're 35 years old and you collect these things, you can do a display. If you've got kids, you can display and have them play. And of course, it's probably going to actually house some figures while you do all that. So, coming over here, 15 awesome play features and a little bio on this thing. Dr. Crankcase has joined forces with Chaos to spread mayhem all over Skylands. Very cool, kind of again a teaser. Here's a rough idea of some of the stuff you'll be looking at again right there and there. Chaos is 2 inches tall. He is actually, I'll go ahead and tell you, he is actually scaled to be the same size as the regular core Skylanders. That's the first time they've ever done that. McDonald's Happy Meal Chaos is too big. The Monopoly one's too small. The Mega Bloks ones are too small. This is actually scaled to be comparable in size to Series 2 Hex, to Series 3 Terrafin, to Jetvac, to the original Spyro, Trigger Happy, and Gilgrunt. This is going to be very, very cool. Some people may buy this just to have the Chaos figure. It's that big of a deal to some of us. Now, contents right here. I don't know that you can read that, but trust me, I'll read it to you. Crane Tower arm, cage, crane tower, chimney, Lair headpiece, 5 wall lamp pieces, Chaos figure. That is basically one of the highlights right there. The cannon, the catapult, the handle. About the only thing you might be disappointed is the figures aren't included, and that's not to be expected. So now we've covered pretty much what this is, what's on the outside. We're going to come in, cut a little tape, and see if we can't get this thing unleashed. I should also mention these batteries are probably going to die. They have basically served me well for I don't even know how many videos. This Tuesday night I made my run to the store and errands and whatnot, picked up some new batteries, so we are well prepared for the impending unloading of Trap Team figures. So we're going to open this up. I will showcase it to you as best I can. Again, it's kind of awkward with the camera and having the setup in front of me. Looks like we can probably... We'll pull this. That is epic. You can't really see that yet. I'm going to save it. It's super cool. You couldn't just see it because of the angle it was off. I'm going to grab this and lift up and out. Actually, I'll get it away from the... Alright, so right as I took that off the table, the batteries went ahead and died. Kind of called that one, which was cool. I'm probably the only one that appreciates that. But nonetheless, you take those little things as they come, make your day that much more enjoyable. So, started to actually have this completely out, but I didn't want you to miss anything. This is actually... They could have just used lame cardboard here. That actually has the Skylanders elemental logos. You could conceivably like set this somewhere and display things on it. As weird as it seems, I think I'm going to keep that and do something with it. So that's cool. And again, I mean, it could have just been standard cardboard like this, but I will take what we can get. Nothing here, basically just to protect the front of the product. Similarly, that is awesome. Didn't intend to do that. I don't know if you saw that. I wasn't looking in the camera, but cool things await us. Alright, so we've got the crane arm and the cage here, pre-connected, which is actually nice. Gonna take the weight off of that, get the cardboard out of our way, throw that aside. This is almost a perfect fit just like this. This looks really cool. I don't know, maybe if I expand the Skylands Empire. I've kind of got like half of the pool table you can kind of like take some practice shots on still. And I don't know, maybe if I move the Skylands that direction and Flynn's ship out that way, we can kind of fit Dr. Crankcase with Lair in the middle. I'll figure something out. It'll look cool and it'll give you something nice in the background. I am taking the cage out, so we've got that taken care of. Let's see here. Trying to come around. Okay, there's some stuff in the backside. Let me pick this back up for you. Ooh, yeah, there's some good stuff in here. Again, I know this is like totally awkward camera angle, but doing the best we can with given circumstances here. Alright, so rolling out, we have all kinds of stuff. That's probably something important. This is definitely important. This is the other piece of the crane, and it has got chaos on the top of it. So we're going to get this structured. Obviously, it's going to plug in up top. I want to get the layout correct, though. So I'll just set all that aside for right now. Got some more accessories here. This is going to be our seesaw, kind of in the top corner. Here are the cannonballs. They are green. It's almost like a sublime green. My nephew's going to love that color. There's the cannon. It's actually a bigger cannon, too. So that's really cool. There's some sort of a spike. That looks like a cauldron of sorts. That's a cool feature I didn't see before. Coming in here, what do we have? I don't even know what that is just yet, but it looks really cool. So we'll set that aside. Now let's cover some details here, I guess, while we can. Alright, we're just going to showcase this real. This is wicked cool now that I've got it up in the light. Alright. Basically, we're looking at kind of like the back end of this, if you will. Obviously, this is the roof. This is the center portion, left and right. Then flip it, of course, if you've got it on the front side. Now, important thing to note right here, it is chaos. You've kind of got some alchemist potions. There is the rat in the floor, which is cool. You've got one, a smaller one back here, number 2. Number 3's there. You've kind of got something that looks like an alchemist mad scientist lab. I guess obviously Dr. Crankcase must be big time into this. Probably why he and Chaos get along. Coming over here, you've got a picture of a chompy with some lightning in the background. Cobwebs are all over the place. That looks realistic. It's home. I started to not touch it with my finger. Coming in this way, you've kind of got like what'll be the front door area. There is a cage here that actually opens and closes. That's a cool feature. Will be accessible from this side. The trap door, it looks like, is going to go there. That button, actually, let's see. Yeah, so somewhere that's probably the bag that fills where that trap door is. This is going to be cool. The side shot's almost like a Luigi's Mansion globe. I don't know if that'll glow in the dark or just the front, but that will look like it's glowing in the dark. We'll come around now to the other side. Same design, of course. You can play Skylanders here. That looks like the perfect size for some of the minis, which again is a big deal here. Both sides flanking the clock. Here on the left side and right there on the right side, you've kind of got like little pedestal areas where you can play some Skylanders. Right here is the entryway to Dr. Crankcase's lair. You've got these funky ectoplasmic looking tubes. That's definitely going to glow in the dark. You've got the clock that's going to glow in the dark. If you pay close attention, when I was turning this around, you will see relatively flat shingles on the left-hand side, and then on the right-hand side, you might recognize there's a bit of a depression there, and you're thinking, well, what is that? Inadvertently, when we took this out, I moved the clock, and as you can see, there is actually a chompy that pops out from the side. The detail on the chompy is amazing. You can even pick up on that in the camera from this far away. So the clock actually activates the chompy popping out. It appears you can actually lock it in place if you want them to always be popped out, and then just simply retract. So very, very, very cool stuff here. I think what I may do is kind of showcase things to you and then actually assemble it off camera, just because it would be awkward for you to watch me. And you'd probably, I don't know, some of you would enjoy seeing me build this thing just based on my reactions to everything. But not quite sure what these are going to do, but they're going to look cool. I believe they will glow in the dark. Too small and too large. This other bag here, we'll go ahead and take a good look at it since I may assemble it off camera. Alright, we have got the Seesaw Catapult. Again, picture of Skylander here, or Chaos. You know, we'll assume you're going good first. You can launch them. I can get things chucked pretty far with a simple lever like that, so I've had lots of practice throughout my life. Right here, no clue. I'm thinking it'll be like a switch or lever or something. Here is a good look. These are actually, these have like a bit more of a solid core to these, so they may actually shoot farther too, but the color is amazing. Contrasted against the green felt on the pool table, you can see they're like a sweet sublime color. Perfect really for a glow-in-the-dark play. So here's the little Cauldron Pot. That looks awesome as well. My nephew is going to love the use of all the greens in this one. Then, of course, we have the cannon, which it'll probably mount somewhere. As you can see, it's a lot larger than the previous one, which I've got it back there. I may pull it out for you. That one was, by the way, styled after the Golden Dragonfire Cannon on the Skylanders playset. Let me grab the box that fell, the bag that fell. Really cool looking, like a street lamp type thing, or a bucket of ooze or acid, who knows, but it's going to be neat. One more thing, if you're thinking, man, this is cool, but I don't know if I can put that together, there's so much detail. Fear not, there are instructions. As usual, that is the last thing I took a look at. We'll go ahead and pull this apart, because in addition to the instructions, you get those sweet decals and stickers that you can use to personalize and customize the FunPlay HideAway. So, we'll toss that aside. We have got a couple more of the kind of interior paneled with the random potions on it, stained on the wall in fits of rage or something. Couple of decals there. Again, you can kind of pinpoint where you want, you know, your little potion spills, things of that nature. Now, this part's really cool. You have got some of the big-time villains here. We've got, of course, Dr. Crankcase, Broccoli Guy. I'm actually a big fan of his. I think that's Brawl and Chain, and maybe Brawlrus. Obviously, don't have first-hand experience. That's the Golden Queen, a big-time Earth Element villain. Dreamcatcher. Then we've got Wolfgang, Chompy Mage. That's one of the birds. I think that may be Crosscrow, the Water Element. Don't hold me to that. I haven't done my most anticipated villain video just yet, so the names aren't quite super familiar with me. But nonetheless, you can basically frame those guys out, which is going to be really cool. Or, if you like this as is, you can actually use those, put them on your notebooks at school, things of that nature. If you're thinking that this is just daunting, it's overwhelming, you'll never be able to put it together, it's that simple. You know? So basically, the crane tower clips onto the top. That little device that I thought was a lever, that's the chimney. It also has a spot right there where my finger is. The lamp piece is going to go over here. The catapult on the back side. Lamp pieces on both sides. Lair piece right here where you see the 4 holes. And that is it. That's all the assembly that's required. Sticker placement. Let's see what they're doing. Okay, I've got it. So these little stickers here, A and B, which they're upside down, but you can place them here. Obviously have the cobblestone trim the edges, and then, you know, it's kind of foolproof that way. So they don't actually showcase where the villain photos go, so if for some reason you didn't like the Chompy in there, you can throw up Krankcase, you can put Wolfgang in there, whatever you want to do. And then, of course, on the outside, you can go to town, whatever floats your boat. But what I will do, I don't know, we could maybe try to do, I don't know, I may actually just kind of put this on hold, put it together for you, and show you the finished product. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. Alright, and just a few minutes later, we are back. This thing is assembled. It is awesome. It is much bigger than I thought it would be when it's assembled. Gonna have to rework the pool table, but it's gonna be a sweet backdrop for all things Trap Team this go around. What you're looking at, obviously, is the front side. There's gonna be a little doorway in. You've got the glow-in-the-dark portions here. The clock, of course, glow-in-the-dark. It's kind of covered up by the Lair entry piece, if you will. Note that the cage actually opens and closes. It has sprockets confined inside right now. The chimney stack there at the top, again, it's kind of hard just to get it all in the frame for you. Probably going to have to do like an after the video walk around of it on the floor or something for you. Maybe some still shots. If you go to my site, oneofwisdom.com, I'll have pictures up. That will probably be the best way to actually see this full thing, if you will. That said, over here on the side, again, you just simply activate the clock, and the Chompy Surprise pops out. Very easy to do that, and then, of course, you can reset it. Got the covers on over here, the little decals on both sides. There are lamp pieces down here. I'll try to showcase to you. It's just a matter of tilting things in the appropriate manner. But right here, there's these little lamps, and those are actually should glow in the dark as best I know. And then down here, there's actually a legit full-size lamp. It plugs in on both sides there, kind of gives the impression it's carrying fluid, ooze, power, something along those lines. Coming around, we'll just go to the back side. What you can do, and this was news to me. I kind of figured this out after the fact. I said the trapdoor is probably somewhere. Well, it was actually in the cage attached already. That was my bad. But right here I have installed, there's little recesses. You got the cannon on one side, the catapult on the other. You get the feel, or the seesaw I should say. I'll use it as a catapult. But it's right there by the platform, and again, same thing here. Inside in the middle, you can actually set this up if you would like. You can place it over the button wherever you want. You can have it down at ground level. Just kind of a cool visual effect with the cauldron. Coming along in here is kind of hard to see. I'll take a little green cannonball here. I actually have my phone this time so you can see it. There's actually kind of a fireplace there I hadn't seen before. Hilarious picture of all the villains over there. That's really cool. I'll get a picture of that up on the side. Again, I probably would have seen that if I didn't have a light out. And that's actually not a mouse, that one's a spider. So very cool there. But what we will do, we will just depress on that, and as you can see, the trap door comes down. I'll bring this up a little bit for you. We got a snake there. That's a little too bright now. But as you can see, I've got Shroom Boom in here, held captive by Dr. Crankcase. And again, you can set it up however you desire. The cauldron, again, kind of adds a little bit to it, especially with, you know, a little bit of light, something along those lines. So what we will do now, I think the top of this may glow. I'll put a little light on that since I don't have one directly overhead. But coming up, you know, this is probably easier if I just flip this back around and then get my camera off the tripod. Alright, like I said, biggest issue, I just don't have the space right now. I should have, I guess, moved everything off, but like I said, I didn't want to freak everybody out. Anyway, coming back, I'm going to get the camera here. We're going to come in, I can kind of showcase things to you a little better this way. The cage, you think, okay, it's functional, you've got a character in there, is that all it does? No. We can actually come in up this way, and there is a crank that we can use to raise and lower the cage. So very cool stuff there. You can raise and lower the Skylander and taunt them, whatever you want to do. We'll come around over to this side, and you've got the catapult there, doorway where you can place your Skylander, perhaps some villains if they get released in other play sets. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I think the best thing to do is have this on the ground and do kind of like a just walk around. I won't even talk, I'll just kind of showcase the details here. But what I'm going to do is kill the lights, and we should see pretty much anywhere you've got, you know, kind of that funky neon green, you're going to be able to see it glow in the dark. Bear in mind, it would probably glow better if I had a light directly above the pool table functioning, and I don't right now. But nonetheless, we're going to see what this thing does, and it should be pretty cool. So I'll go flip the switch. You know the drill from the light core video, so 1 second. Oh yeah, that looks really cool. Sadly, I don't know that the camera's going to be able to pick it up, but you can get an idea, like the eyes on the Lair entry gate. It's going to look really, really cool. I'll take that down. You can't really see it through the camera, but I can, and it's one of those things when I say just trust me, it's going to be cool. So that's what you'll have to do. But, I'll come around here. I want to see the lamps and the little side lamps. They look really cool. It's got a really subtle glow. The top end with Chaos does glow as well. Sadly, the camera, I'm not going to be able to showcase it to you, but take my word for it, it is very, very impressive with the lights out. Again, you're not seeing it, but I am. This is going to look really cool on the pool table. It'll actually help me see at nighttime too, the beacon with Chaos on the top. So I'll flip the lights back on for you. And what I will do now, two things. I'm going to take a lot of pictures and have them up on oneofwisdom.com. if you take the link at the top of the video description box, you will go to my site and you can see all the standalone pictures I'll take. Second thing I'm going to do is actually set this on the ground, and I'll probably kind of hold the camera in my hand and move the playset around for you. But it is very, very cool. This will be available at select Toys R Us stores and Walmart. $99.99 will be the retail price. It should launch alongside Trap Team, if not shortly thereafter. But again, this is your first look at Dr. Crankcase's Lair here. And like I said, it's a shame that the camera doesn't really pick up. If I had a better camera, a night vision camera, I think it probably would, but you can kind of get a feel. You know what it'll look like. I mean, think of the undead bases, some of the other things we've seen in Skylanders. It's got that kind of a glow, but it's a little bit more eerie. It's got more of a green hue to it, whereas those almost have like a white green. This is almost like a blue-green glow. It's really similar to like Ooze from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is the best way I know to describe it, which if they've changed Ooze, that might not be accurate, but when I was a kid it looks like that. So very, very cool. Again, like I said, I'll take a ton of pictures for you, just because it's hard for me to film and rotate this and everything, and then I'll do the little showcase down on floor level for you. So check that out. Again, huge thanks to PowerA for sending this out for me to showcase for everyone. Like I said, you will see this thing in the background of all the Trap Team unboxings. It's going to look awesome back there. Gives me new places to hide Chase McCain. I can fit probably all the minis bordering the thing as if they're attacking Krankcase's lair. I'll do some cool stuff with it. You'll see it here on the pool table. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you are not subscribed, now would be the time to do that. I have got a lot of really cool stuff coming out your way. Most of it sooner than you may think, so stay tuned for that. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Once again, thanks for watching, and I will end this with kind of the floor level showcase for you. So again, thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time.